Hey everybody, it's Father Corrigan coming to you at the end of another week. This is the second Sunday of Easter that we celebrate this weekend, and I'm coming to you right now at 6:59 on Saturday evening, April 18th, which means in about 1 minute our bells will start to ring. Every evening at 7 p.m., the bells in our church ring in order to honor all of those who are keeping us safe. That includes all of those in the medical professions, the nurses, the doctors, and everyone who supports them, all of our first responders and everyone who supports them, and so many essential people who help to keep us safe, keep us fed, and keep us supplied with electricity and internet and so forth throughout this time. And there go the bells every single evening at 7 p.m. These bells go off in honor of all of those who are keeping us safe. I think about Dr. Anthony Fauci. I think about Dr. Amy Acton and members of our parish community. We have doctors and nurses and others in the medical establishment who are all going to work every day in order to keep us safe. So these bells are very much in your honor. So this weekend is interesting for the church because something very unusual happens. As you know, we have a 3-year cycle of readings for our Gospels. Year 1, year 2, year 3, but only on the second Sunday of Easter do we have the very same gospel each and every year. And that is the gospel from the 20th chapter of John. And in that gospel, we hear of the amazing encounter of Jesus and Thomas. I think we all practically know that story by heart. How, for whatever reason, as the disciples were all gathered in one place on the first night, Thomas was not with them. And when they shared their testimony with him, at first he chose not to believe. And for this reason, he is sometimes known as Doubting Thomas. But as we read further a little bit more into the gospel, we see that it is Thomas himself who expresses the most fervent act of faith. When after putting his hand into the wound mark on Jesus' side, says, "My Lord and my God." It was a great moment of discovery for him. It was a kind of discovery that framed the entirety of his life as he came to true faith. His friendship with the earthly Jesus became a true and deep faith in the second person of the Blessed Trinity. Now, we have in our background today a path. And one of the things I've been doing to keep busy over the past couple of weeks is I've been going for walks. Some of those walks have been very long. In fact, just earlier today, I went for a 7.5 mile walk all the way down the hill to the covered bridge, over to Zale's farm, beyond that to Indigo Lake, across the connector to Hale Farm, back on Oak Hill Boulevard to the covered bridge, and up the hill again. 7.5 miles. And it's great to be able to walk because you see so many things that you don't see when you're driving. And one of the amazing things that I have discovered is this beautiful spot. Now, some of you might recognize it. It's a very beautiful spot along Perkins Trail, just 1 mile from St. Victor Parish. And it just amazed me to learn that there was such an amazing and beautiful place just 1 mile from where I live. All of the years that I have lived here, and I never knew about this beautiful spot. So I was thinking that the theme of our weekend, or one of the themes of our weekend, could be the theme of discovery. discovering something that's been right under our noses all the time, but we never failed to recognize it. Thomas finally dawning on him who Jesus really was for him, what that life-giving relationship was all about, or a beautiful spot in the woods that we didn't even know was there, or the kindness of a stranger. I've been the recipient of so many acts of kindness over the past couple of weeks or so, and to know that kindness, that goodness, that love, it comes from a deeper place. It comes from a deeper life of faith. And it's just so amazing to see how that life of faith really took off for Thomas in the gospel reading on this second Sunday of Easter. So I hope this week each one of us can discover something new in our home, discover something new in relationship, discover a new talent, a new gift, a new charism, a new grace in either ourselves or another that we never knew was there. A couple notes I have here. I'm sorry there's no special guest this week. It was amazing when Caleb joined us last week for our video. He's doing great, and I'm really glad that he called us last week. I'd like to remind everyone that our Parish Bulletin is still being published every single week. We get articles submitted to us and the members of the parish staff. We send articles to Donna, our bulletin editor. I think you know that Donna is my sister. She puts together the bulletin for us, and you can find the bulletin on our parish website each and every weekend. So the bulletin is going full blast each and every week. You might want to do that because sometimes there's special surprises in the bulletin for the children, whether it be something to color or a word search or something like that. Also, we're reporting in the bulletin what's going on with regard to the parish finances, the weekly deposits that are being made. And you can see that in spite of this difficult time, our parish is doing remarkably well. In fact, our bookkeeper, Lydia, just yesterday compiled for us a report of our financial status up to the second, and I'm going to send out a special separate email at the beginning of next week. It will be separate from our weekly message, and that will give us a little bit of detail of how blessed we have been by our parishioners during this time. We're really doing remarkably well, and also sharing with those who are not through our special St. Vincent de Paul Holy Thursday collection. And that is really a wonderful, wonderful gift. And I thank everyone for providing that for our parish. So this is a beautiful spot along Perkins Trail. I had the opportunity to discover this, and I'm going to challenge everyone this week, as we did 2 weeks ago when I asked for ideas. Remember, I asked everyone to submit ideas, what you are doing to pass time. Another assignment for this week, like everyone to think about what is something new that you discovered this week. And if you send me that in an email, I will report back in next weekend's letter what are some of the things that people have discovered. So something new, it could be something right under your nose that was there all the time. And then especially if that is something that helped move you to a deeper awareness of God's goodness in your life, or help to deepen your faith in one way or the other. So that will be in our email and video at the end of next week. So thank you all for listening, and I would like to end today with our special St. Victor style sign of peace. May the peace of Christ be with you and also with you.